Hey everyone. There is quite a bit of information that I want to get out to you guys, to deliver to you guys. And I thought the best way was just to make a video and hopefully that can at least get you guys start thinking about the procedure, the process, and everything that goes along with preparing for the AP exam. So I just sent out a link of this page to you all. So in this exam details page, you're going to see a link for the AP testing guide that College Board just released. And I'm going to spend this first video just going over the testing guide as well as some exam details. And I think I'm going to have to need two videos to get through everything I want to. And also, what I did was I printed out the AP testing guide and I made my own marked up version with notes on it. So there's a link to that on that page as well, as if you want to take a look through that. This is the version that I'm going to be going through in this video. There's also a College Board exam day checklist, and there's a link to that on this page. I'll also go over that in either this video or video 2. And earlier this week, I sent out a link to College Board's AP exam walkthrough video, and it's just a preview of the demo that you all will have a chance to try May 4th. But I think this exam demo is already live, but I think it's a trial version. So feel free to click through this and just make sure that you're able to run through it. If not this weekend, then I will make sure that this is the correct version on May 4th. Okay. Also on this page are just some exam details, so I'll go through that real quick. Exam detail for AP Calculus AB for us on because we're Eastern Time, our exam is going to be 2 p.m. However, you'll be logging in at 1:30. So we can take care of all the logistics that goes on with it. So you're going to be logging in 1:30 p.m. Yeah, if you log in at 2 p.m., that's a little too late. So the makeup exam, which I'll talk about a little bit later, that's going to be June 1st, and that is going to be 4 p.m. Okay, you're going to have 2 questions. First question is 25 minutes. Second question is 15 minutes. I'll go a little bit into some details that I've gathered. 60% for the first question, 40% for the second question. If you flip through, there's just additional information that College Board provides. It's a little vague in terms of what topics it's going to cover. All we know is that it's going to cover units 1 through 7. And area of volume, such as this method and washer method, is not going to be on the 2020 exam. I'll talk a little bit about this. Yeah, and this someday you can read through as well. Now, before I get too far into it, I know that this video I'm going to cover as much as I can, but new material, new information may come along, or the information that I provide here may not be enough, or you may have additional questions. So next Tuesday, 4 p.m., tentatively 4 p.m., I'll confirm that with a Zoom link next Tuesday. I'll go over what I'm going to go over now with AP Testing Guide, as well as answer any questions that you guys have after watching this video, just to kind of start wrapping our head around all that's going to go into this preparing for our AP exam. Also, I know that there may be quite a few questions that you guys have regarding either AP exam procedure or any specific calculus questions. So I'm going to make myself available that weekend leading up to your AP exam, which is Tuesday the 12th. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I want to make myself available in the afternoon. And then the day before, I figure that some students may be maybe busy in the afternoon with their AP exam. So I'll make myself available over Zoom from 7 until just until whenever you guys need me to stay on with you. your AP exam is going to be 12th. I'm going to keep repeating the same things a lot here, but 12th, 2 p.m. You're going to log in at 1:30 p.m. and I'll go through what College Board has shared. All right, so all this is you can find also on the digital learning page. The exam detail, which you're seeing through your Remind text, is also on this page, and the video walkthrough is also on this page. Coming soon, I'm going to have a AP exam checklist, and this is a checklist that I'm going to create just for things that you may want to consider, and I hope to have this live by Tuesday, so you can start looking through it. As you are getting ready for your AP exam, under resources, I think it's a great idea if you're able to print all these out: the spring semester summary sheet, the fall semester summary sheet, your integral derivative rules, your calculator reference sheet, and also this AP exam details, tips, and advice. I'll try to make a video for this as well, and I'll also maybe one of these Zoom help session days, I can probably go over this details, tips, and advice in more detail. But this should be live already, so you can click on this, start looking through it. So some other things here. Your AP, your extra credit assignments. There's a lot of them, but obviously, you don't have to do any of these. This is just assignments that you can do to improve your grade, but I think will also be good to for you to get some additional practice in. I'll be accepting extra credit assignments all the way to Monday the 11th. It says May 8th, but I'm going to extend it out to Monday, as long as we get it in before the AP exam. Something else I do want to point out is May 1st is the last day for seniors as far as required assignments go. And however, our senior grades aren't due until mid-May. So even though you don't have to turn anything in after May 1st, and nothing is required after May 1st, for those of you who are wondering about the extra credit assignments, yes, you can turn them in after May 1st. Grades aren't due until much later. So I'm going to be able to enter in all those grades up until mid-May, and your grade will still improve. Okay. Okay, now at the very bottom of the digital learning page, I am going to make this available starting Saturday the 2nd, so this weekend. And these mock AP exams are going to be 2 questions, and they're going to be the length of the AP exams that you're going to take. And I'm hoping that these will be good practice for you guys, for you to kind of make yourself sit through testing environment under the time limit provided, just to kind of get a feel for what they are. And I'll also give you, points for working through these extra credit assignments. Some students were asking about, what are the topics that we're going to be seeing? Do we know it? And we don't know exactly what's going to be covered. We know it's units 1 through 7. Everything is fair game except for area, volume, disk method, washer method. But this is my prediction. My prediction is that it's going to be either derivative graph, Riemann sums, or maybe functions, F prime table charts. I'm going to put my guess with derivative graphs and Riemann sum. And the reason why I choose these two is because these provide a nice umbrella for these test writers to insert a lot of these other concepts within this starting point. So with a derivative graph, they can easily insert curve sketching, related rates, particle motion, limits continuity, implicit differentiation. It doesn't mean that all these will show up, but that's why I'm guessing these two are going to be the easiest for them to be able to insert all these different topics like differential equations and curve sketching, as within like part C, D, or E, within that extended first problem. So that's that's my best guess in terms of what starting point topics or format that you're going to see. And so because of that, over these weeks 4, 5, and 6, you guys have practiced a lot of problems under these categories. So my suggestion is that these will be really good resources for your AP exam FRQs. So my suggestion is either you worked it out, or if you want to print out the solutions or download the PDF to your laptop and desktop, have that all set up and ready. And that way you'll have everything in front of you as you're taking the AP exam. Okay. So weeks 4, 5, and 6, these are ones that you guys have been working through these last few weeks. Okay. All right. So let me start going over the AP testing guide. I'm probably not going to go through all of it. Probably going to split this up into 2 videos here, or several videos. So this is on that link that I sent out to you all. So right here, this is College Board's 2020 AP Testing Guide. But the one that I'm going through is going to be this my marked up version with notes. Okay, so summary of resources can be found at cb.org, AP 2020. You're going to see this testing guide. You're going to see a bunch of required documents, testing demo, which will be available May 4th. I'm going to be repeating a lot of things that it's going to be repetitive, so apologize for that. Use Google Chrome browser. Okay, that's the recommended browser, but don't use Internet Explorer. I think others like Safari and Mozilla is fine, but Google Chrome browser is going to be what they are recommending to use. All right, I'm going to try to cover your AP exam ticket and 5 steps to take before exam day, and then I think these 2 I'll probably put in a separate video. All right, so first about your AP exam ticket. You're going to be receiving this ticket by email 2 days before the exam. Okay. And so because our exam is on the 12th, which is a Tuesday, you're going to be receiving your AP Calc e-ticket Sunday the 10th. On exam day, right? So you'll need this e-ticket to check in to your exam. You're going to get a unique ticket for each exam you're registered for. So if you're taking 4 AP exams, then you're going to get 4 separate e-ticket. Now, you should all be receiving this email. However, for some reason, if it ends up in your junk mail, or you don't get to it, you can't see it on the 10th, you can also access your e-ticket in your MyAP account, which is myap.collegeboard.org. It's also going to be there as well. So if for some reason you don't get the ticket and it doesn't go through your email, double check and make sure that you're able to get into this account. So at least you have 2 ways of getting to your e-ticket. Make sure to save your May e-ticket in case you need to request a makeup exam. I'll go over that in a second. So your e-ticket will look like this. If it's your biology exam, then you're going to have an AP ID. It's going to tell you the time that you're going to be taking your AP exam. And through this email, this is how you're going to go to your exam. So at 1:30 on Tuesday, you're going to be finding this email, clicking on it, and then that will get you started with your AP exam experience. Okay, your e-ticket will be valid just for the May exam schedule. Okay, just for the May exam. Now, College Board has already indicated to the teachers that this is going to be where they're going to have a lot of issues in terms of students knowing which time for which exam. Notice that depending on which day you're taking your different exams, it could be either at 12 o'clock, it could be at 2 o'clock, which is our exam, our AB exam, or at 4 o'clock. So just make sure that on the day of your exam that you're double checking, triple checking your time so that you're not accidentally thinking that it's at 2 but it's really at 12, because that will just make it where it's going to force you to have to take that May test. The test, the makeup test in June. So yeah, just be careful. The time is going to throw off a lot of students, and I just want to make sure that you're aware of that. If you can't test on this May date, and you don't use the e-ticket for that exam, let's say it was 1 o'clock on that Tuesday, and you're just not feeling up for the exam, and you don't feel like you want to take it. That's fine. You don't have to do anything. You'll automatically receive a different e-ticket for makeup testing in June. However, if you did go into that e-ticket and you did start the exam, and halfway through you get sick and you realize that you want to do the makeup exam, then you got to go through a process, and I'll go through that in a second. But just want to point out that if you don't even log in for any of these exams in May, you don't have to do anything, because they will automatically send you the June ticket if you do not use the May ticket. Okay. Here are the dates for June. So for June makeup dates, your Calc AB exam is going to be Monday, June 1st, 4 p.m. Okay. You'll also be able to request an e-ticket for June makeup date if you have any disruption during your May exam. Okay, so there's a process that you need to do, and I'll go over that. But again, if you don't use the May ticket, you'll be automatically sent that June e-ticket. There's nothing you need to do. Okay, I'm going to skip through some things that has been repeated. What to expect on this year's exam. So yeah, you can read through this, but this is what I want to point out. This is interesting. I did not know this until I read this. It says, don't worry if you don't complete all parts of the question before you need to attach and submit your response. To give students as many different chances to demonstrate what they know as possible, a question may have more parts than can be answered in the allowed time. You don't need to complete the entire question to have a score of 5, but you do need to submit whatever work you've done. So the test may be longer than what you're able to finish. So that's interesting. I did not know that, but obviously, you want to try to do as much as you can to improve your chances of earning more points. But that's something that is good to know. And also, that's also to reassure you that if you don't get to anything, it's okay. You can still earn a 5, but obviously, if you're able to, try to answer as much as you can completely within the time, within the available time. If you feel like after you're taking the exam that you should have earned a 3, and you feel like you want that test to be reviewed, I'm able to. You can reach out to me after you receive your AP score, and I can look at your test, and I can contact AP College Board to have them re-review or to review and confirm your score. All right. Okay, so the exam questions are viewed by students in the web browser, which hopefully you'll be using Chrome. Students can either type their response or they can copy and paste. But I think for us, the best fit for us is going to be attaching one or more photos of a handwritten response. And I feel like if you're able to do this, I think if you can use a tablet, that would be best, because then you have a larger screen, there's less scrolling involved, and also that tablet can do what the phone can do. It can take pictures, and you can easily upload. So that is my preference, even though I think phones is perfectly fine. It's just you may have to deal with the annoying having to scroll back and forth between parts A, B, and C, and that may make things just more congested, more difficult to see your problems all on one screen. Yeah, so I'm going to skip over the parts that don't apply for AP Calculus, but obviously take the time to read through this entire packet, especially for ones that may apply for your other exams. Okay, so we're not going to do copy and paste for AP Calculus, and probably not going to be attaching a document. Well, not attaching a document in terms of something that you've written, that you've typed out. So as you're attaching photos of handwritten response, what we can do ahead of time is we can prepare these pages. And what we can do is we can have some blank pages available, and just make sure that we number those pages, and we can also write our AP ID initials at the top. So maybe something like this, where you can have all your pages already ready to go, so that just gives you one less thing to worry about. Write your ID, write your initial, number the pages 1 through 5. Okay. And if you make a mistake, or if you want to start over, don't bother erasing, just cross it out, and then just continue work below. Okay. Okay, so you're going to write your response clearly with dark pen or with pencil. When the timer has reached 5 minutes, you're going to take a photo of your response in vertical orientation, not landscape, and you're going to be taking 1 page per photo. Okay, if your response is longer than a page, then you need to attach multiple pages, maximum of 5 pages per test question. You probably won't need more than 1 or 2 before clicking submit. So this is another thing that College Board has, where there's going to be a potential for mistakes. And what you want to do is you don't want to click on your submit button until all your pages have been attached. Okay, so yeah, so on the so I think this will be good for everyone to go through that demo experience, so that you're able to see exactly what needs to be done. So you're going to keep hitting attach, and then all the photos, their photo names will show up, and then at the very end you're going to click submit. Okay, what you don't want to do is you don't want to think that that you're going to submit 1 page and then submit a second page, because what happens is if you click submit, then College Board is going to think that is your final submission, and it's going to move you on to the next question. So just be really aware of that. Don't click on submit until you've attached all of your pages. Acceptable file formats, PNG, JPEG, and JPG. No HEIC. I think some of you have been sending in documents for your assignments in this format. So, I mean, that's not a problem for your assignments you turned into me, but I just want to make sure that you're double checking that you are getting, that you're using a JPEG format. If you're using your camera, if you're using your phone and doesn't give you, that you're not in this format. Exam day setup. Hopefully you're using a tablet. Displays test question. Now there's going to be a timer at the bottom of the screen, and what I want to suggest is that maybe you want to have a separate timer on your phone that leads you up to that 5-minute warning, and then that way you're gonna have you have a visual cue, that so you don't, if for some reason you're so focused on your working that you don't recognize that there's only 5 minutes remaining. I think it's good for you to have a visual a audio cue so you don't accidentally get past that time limit and you're not able to submit your work. Okay, skipping these pages here. Testing with accommodations. Okay, for students who have accommodations, have extended time. That should be already set up for you. Okay, requesting makeup exam. You only have to do this if you, for some reason, logged into that testing experience for May and you started the test and you realize halfway through that you don't feel well or something happened that is making it difficult for you to take the exam, or maybe your internet failed halfway through. So what you're going to do is if that's what happened and you're unable to finish that test that you started in May, then what you're going to do is you're going to access the form at cv.org, request makeup. You're going to have your original e-ticket when filling out the form, and you're going to submit the form within 48 hours of your original exam day. So you take the test on Tuesday and you got it by Thursday, you've got to submit that form. What they're going to do is they're going to review your form and send you an email approving or denying the request the week of May 25th. So it's a little late, but you may have to study for the exam and prepare like as if they're going to approve. Okay. It says, rest assured that you will receive approval for any of the following types of issues you encounter, whether it's sickness, significant interruptions, battery failure, power outage, technical disruptions. Now, simply running out of time to submit a response on exam day is not a valid reason to request makeup testing. Okay. And again, I know I've repeated this multiple times. If you never use the e-ticket, that means if you never log in to that Tuesday e-ticket, then no need to worry. You will receive your e-ticket for your June makeup exam. Okay. All right, I'm going to do a second video for the 5 steps to take before exam day. So I will stop this video here and I'll provide a link to that second video.